Hi, Kathy Vick, Deeply Awake. You'll notice I'm coming to you more frequently now. It's just fine. It's sort of an energetic thing when it's something. It's a habit. It's a habit. But more, it's a gift. As I was making it to the computer, I had a very singular thought. What kind of a jerk would I have to be given such amazing gifts and information, and to not pad right to the computer and share them with my friends? Because it's in expressing these out loud or mind to mind, heart to heart through writing that the grid is sweetened, that we remember who we are, and more we acknowledge that we carry things that are really helpful to our fellow man and to humanity at large at this time. And we may not understand any of it consciously, but we know these things. And in our lives, they are self-evident. And so it's those people I speak to and with. And I know there are people who tune in and become very frustrated because they don't understand what I'm talking about. I don't know if there are people who tune in and just freak themselves out. I would hope that people tune in because they just like listening to the stories. Because this is stuff that I wouldn't lie about. Any inconsistencies there are, it's just because I have a crap memory. For linear time, anyway. But there are some days that are etched into the grid like a diamond etching a diagram onto a crystal. And when these days come around, that energy is available again. And this is such a day. A year has passed since a really big shift happened to me. And I've never been the same. So I want to share it with you. You can review the tapes. They're pretty freaky. So you can dive into the story, and it's an unbelievable one and beautiful. But at the time when I was living it, I didn't fully appreciate what was going on. I didn't really get it. And I laughed as I was listening to the recording that kicked it all off this morning, as I had a year ago at dawn on a porch overlooking fields in a sunrise. When I listened to this recording that I'm going to tag along with my post by Magenta Pixie, I heard a completely different recording than the one I heard today. And that's one of the reasons I'm coming to. Hold on, I'm going to turn this music down. It's just too loud, man. I know, that's kind of a dorky thing to do right now. It's kind of not professional, is it? Well, I'm a single mom in Denver, Colorado, with not a whole lot of cash. And I have to do it I'm doing it on the fly. Unedited. Raw. Just for you. As all this has been. So I'm going to just share with you a little bit. First of all, last year at this time, it had been only about 2 weeks since I'd been in a new land. There's no other way of explaining it. I was actually being taken care of and loved and befriended by my employer. I was suddenly like in opposite land. I had just come from such hatred and violence and discontent and pain, everyday pain. And it hurt. It just hurt. And then I decided I didn't want to do that anymore because I didn't have to. And I found myself in this place that was so soft. And then I knew I could grow stronger and happier day to day now. It was just phenomenal. But I was tired. I think my physical body was kind of at the end. And around the time of the shift of this, change in circumstance, from dark to light, really. It's just like the lights went on. I had a vision that just kind of popped in my head one day when I was just on my bed, resting. And it was not good. I was in a car accident, and I realized that was a real deal. And I looked at it, and I felt through it. I could feel the good things that would come of it, and the bad things that would come of it. And I felt it, and I said, no, I don't want that. And I think I understood that, all right, well, then it has to be done a different way. I said, well, okay. And moved on. I mean, I've always known that. And then came the end of the month, when finally I think I'd been safe for a while, couple weeks, and I was relaxing. And it's often then, once the threat has been removed, that you realize some physical manifestations of stress once you're out of a stressful situation. And that's how it was for me. I went up to my friend Melissa's, and she could see that I really was physically not well, easily rescued, but I needed to manage myself differently. And God, she was just so brilliant with me. And, anyway, I spent the night, and I meditated and prayed and slept, and in the morning time I found myself at dawn on the porch, kind of feeling shiny and new, kind of feeling good. It was a Sunday. Yeah. And I kept getting hollered at about the numbers. There was a lot of 9s and 11s and stuff like that, and that was not on my mind though. On the porch, I just wanted to connect with my tribe. So I put on YouTube, and I saw a new offering from Magenta Pixie was available about the bird tribes. Okay. What I heard that morning is not what I heard this morning. But as a result of listening to that transmission, I had very, very strong visions, and there on the porch, I saw my body, and I felt them for a long time, but I saw my wings. It was neat. And then I, left soon after and got on the highway, and there I had a time blip. I should have been involved in a quite serious accident. It went from 0 to 60 with around a curve. There was no warning, and it should have been bad. But I could sense that I just the car moved in a way it shouldn't have. The time moved in a way it shouldn't have. It was weird. I got back on the highway kind of dazed, and there was debris in the highway, and they said, this is what it's going to be like for a while. You're gonna be having to avoid some debris now and then, and it's good to avoid it. And then I, in a flash, knew I needed to go get a nose ring at the same place I got my neck tattoo. I needed to complete that cycle. It was a cycle from 1994, and I needed to do this for me. So I did. Okay? That catches us up. A year went by. Maybe I listened to that Bird Tribe tape a couple more times, and I heard essentially not what I heard today. And with what I heard today, I got some downloads, and I gotta share. They talked about mapping. I'd never heard that part before. But they talked about, in the Native American culture especially, that there was death to birth, leaping or conscious reincarnation, which I've talked about pretty extensively. And, what I want and expect and have asked for and need in my next lifetime, and how I want it to go, and who I'd like around me, and why not? Why not? Well, this tape that I'm going to include talks about that the indigenous did that into us. That's why we have the memories we do. That's why we're connected to the earth as we are. That's why we know what we know. Because in essence, we're star beings. We're star seeds. And so I kept listening. And I understood in a flash. This explains imprinting. This explains what I've heard in so many esoteric texts. Like how can like 500 people think that they were Ernest Hemingway? That's bullshit. That tells me that reincarnation's just a psychosis. No. 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 There's a better explanation. And what the Council of Nine term mapping is what Cryon and Dolores Cannon particularly call imprinting. And it's like, okay, well, maybe you didn't physically live that life, but you might as well have. And to our linear mind, that sounds like it's a jip, right? But I understood completely. What about if it was not only the Native American essence that I was and had been, that I willed into my Merkaba this lifetime? What if there was also the Jesus group and that whole clan? And my Hindu person who still lives in the Himalayas, and who sees through me when I am at Kirtan, and who cries when I eat a good curry beef. These are groups, awarenesses, consciousnesses. Well, that would have to be a big soul that could carry all that and more, and more. And then the recording rolled, And I heard something new about how this bird tribe, bird clan, it's like a trigger for us who are galactic and time travelers. How many times have I said, I am the teachers and the teachers are me? What if it's possible that they're a future of me? They're me, only bigger. That makes me a straight-up time traveler. And I'm okay with that. I've always been able to bend time. Always. And I suddenly felt very, very big sitting on my bed this morning. A starseed. Finally, not beholden to anything or anyone except these wings and this consciousness and the power I have in my arms and my legs to do good and to make people laugh and to help them feel at home around me. A year ago, a whole year ago, I listened to that recording and I guess I didn't hear it. They said that 2017 was the year of the Phoenix. And I thought, as the tape ended this morning, what's more Phoenix-like? Than driving through, past, and beyond what I am aware is a probable reality of mine, fused as I was, channeling. I had been channeling as I had been driving. I contend that when I get information like this and I don't share it, and I mean publicly share it, and put it out there into the grid, I am going against my purpose. It is not it's not only unkind, it's exactly what would stop the flow. And I refuse to stop this flow. I can't. It is me, and I am it. That's been the point for me, to be able to hold such a large awareness that I'm simply not bothered. I can see past. I can love anyway. Anything that's presented to me. That's what I was told all those years ago was the point of ascension. It's so that someone can come to you with anything and it blows right through you. You are not reactive because nothing sticks anymore. You've resolved the things that used to impede flow. I've been in that flow, physically, in unexpected, absolutely unexpected, altered consciousness that I've had people say reminds them of DMT experiences and ayahuasca experiences when they read my descriptions. But they're wide awake, and oftentimes I didn't call them forth, they just happen. I see visions, you see. I'm a visionary. Well, I think it's just my bird sight coming on. the bird that visited me. Again, in a very heightened moment of reality. It was the crow. And they talk to me. They're always around me. They're me and I'm them. We're together. So that's mine. What's yours? Do you have wings? Can you see them? Maybe you can't see them on yourself. Can you see them on other people? Can you feel them? Many texts talk about angel wings and denigrate them, saying that they aren't real, but instead simply energy vortexes that are part of the Merkaba. That's just, how the Merkaba is built. So get over yourselves, basically. And I don't agree, because I know I have them. And when I feel them, I feel so much happier. I feel normal when I remember that I have them. Yeah, it's easy to forget. Isn't it easy for you to forget your blessings? I'll bet it is. These are mine. They're spiritual blessings. They're time released. They're magical. They're part of ascension. You don't have to necessarily have these experiences, before you hear me. You know how many times I've heard someone and I've been triggered into my own awarenesses, which are completely different, obviously, than the person I was listening to, but they helped me remember something about myself. Maybe just in the way they held themselves, because they, I don't know, were like oddly, weirdly, defiantly balanced in being completely happy, like bubbly happy. It's not me, but wow. Everybody has their own expression. You have yours, and you'll have your own understandings. I like to think of us as pinging each other, tickling each other, just reminding each other. And so I kind of felt like it was my obligation to come and go yak yak sometimes, such as today. So this recording is quite astounding. It helped me understand about imprints, and it's really quite amazing. It helps me understand how it is that we can carry so much, and that the only thing that really is at stake here is how we're holding our consciousness and what we believe is possible in human beings and in ourselves. And that's exciting. And last year, the Council of Nine said that 2017 was the year of the Phoenix, rising from the ashes. I think every single day I was glowing like a phoenix, but I didn't know it. I kept thinking about ashes, I think. And things happened that were absolutely final and very transformative. Isn't the phoenix sort of the bird for Pluto? I think it is. And the one before you lived a highly Plutonic existence. I'd like to think that through this process of remembering, of coming together and holding no other person above my own soul, including Jesus Christ himself, that I can assume a different and more balanced and organic, alert, and neutral stance in 2018. Did you burn like the phoenix last year? there are moments when I can't even remember what happened in 2017. There's 2016. I'm not really even clear 2017 happened. It's very odd. I don't know. I've not heard the different monikers for 2018. I've not heard what the Council of Nine or even Kaipacha has labeled, and I don't really care. I'll have my own label for this year, as I have had for every year. I like when anniversaries come. I like to see how far I've come in a year, or 20, or 50. I contained this at birth, but it wasn't possible to embody. And there were periods when I went through massive energetic shifts, and I had unusual things happen, and after that I carried myself differently. Didn't you? I'm certain if you look back you'll see that. It would be daft to assume that's never going to happen again. So I'm going to live my best day today. I'm so grateful to be alive, to be here, and to be aware of what I'm aware of. I feel really blessed for, I'm really blessed that it's been a year, and it just dawned on me tomorrow on the eclipse. During the time of the eclipse, guess where I'm going to be? You want to take a guess? Back at Melissa's. I'm delivering a mala. A really symbolic mala that I don't think either of us understood the significance of way back when, months ago, when she gave me some cash and asked me to go grab her one and make it for her. So good. And I'm so looking forward to it. I can't wait. And we're going to see each other for, I think, a total of a couple hours. But I told her, she wanted to know if my hair was soft yet. I said, oh my God, it's luxurious. But I really hope that you'll just meet me at the door with clippers, because I want to go again. She said, hell yeah. So anyway, I guess this is the next part of, I realized today that it's really, really not going to be cool to have an argument with this anymore. And that's new. That's new. I was still, like, not so much crippled with doubt, but still trying to understand how this all works, I think, last year. And I think that's how I want to leave you, because wow, that's what I really want to celebrate and, like, sing from the rooftops. This is straight up real. I'm a realized, conscious starseed. Weird things happen around me. And my DNA is, I'm certain, well, if it were seen under a microscope, I don't know. Would it be anything but 4 letters and simple helixes? I think it would depend on what kind of equipment was looking at it. But I know that I carry something that activated me and activates others. And I know now I have some curriculum, I have some lessons I get to participate in. And I will have new skills. I already have them. But there's more. There's more now. It's how much you can accept of all of this, how much you think is true, how much doubt you have to break through, and whether you're willing to walk the walk as you talk the talk. If you're looking at 3037, you're walking your walk. I just know it. And if you're not, if you think you're not, if you have discomfort and unease and you're not okay with things and it's just not right, good for you. You're on your way. And you're surrounded by friends. Welcome home. Remember the metaphor of the cocoon and the butterfly. And if some sweet person comes along and says, "Oh my God, look at that butterfly. It is so not cool to let that thing struggle. Struggling is not good. Here, little butterfly, let me pull you out of your cocoon. Plop. I'm so nice. I'm so kind." No. That was action, but that was not compassionate action. Wrap your head around that. That's a tricky one, and that's very high level. Compassionate action, that's graduate level. And that's where we're going as a humanity, bit by bit. Could it be that even now things are compassionate? I would like to think that we would get to the place where we'd understand we, our souls, are not sadists. Why would we dream every night setting up things that we're going to be doing the following days and weeks and months, and set it up to humiliate or punish or harm? Yeah, there's plenty of that around here. But I don't think it's because we or God are sadists. Look bigger. Think higher. Love deeper. Imagine a benevolent reason. And if you can't, crack a book by Jane Roberts. Read Dolores Cannon. Listen to Cryon. Or access any number of pure conduits whose personalities you like. Okay? But I know now. I speak to my family, to the bird clan, to the galactics, star seeds, the time travelers, the conscious ones. Isn't it wonderful to finally be awake? I have to say it is. I'm ready now for the next year, and I'm ready for this eclipse in a brand new way. I hope you are too. I have to get busy. I've got a few things I've got to accomplish. With giggles and glee and gratitude. I leave you in peace this day and in all days. Selah.